Hi everybody, look who's back from Oshkosh. I'm not going to go too much into Oshkosh because I got a whole video full of pictures to share and stories and stuff like that I'll do later. All I can say is that despite its slightly diminished activities, well, you know, like they couldn't do the night concert and a few other things, it was just as good as it always was. And I cannot look forward to going back next year more than I already do. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll share one picture. So here is the van social. My chief pilot, Liz, who's been in some videos before, she flew over to join me, and I was so drunk at that point, I don't even remember that picture being taken. Always a good time there. All right, so if you look on the desk, a second here, there we go. See that little red jeweled thing? That is a little 12-volt LED light. I got a couple of those, one for each battery. I like that jeweled facet look. It's kind of like the old Fender guitar amp lights that come on. Anyone that's familiar with those know how cool those are. And I like to give a little retro style, so each one of those represents the fault light from an EarthX battery. So the battery themselves have a wire sticking out of it with a blade terminal, and should you have any battery issues, they will light up. So we're putting those in and putting the wiring in for those. Once we're done with that, we're going to be installing the emergency power switch. Now, what's that, you ask? So the Fly EFI bus manager, which is a really cool piece of equipment, has one more trick up its sleeve. You know, these are solid-state relays, but God forbid if you lose power, you've got no power. So the bus manager itself allows you to hook two 10-gauge wires up and then hook those into a switch. Now, that switch, when thrown, will give 30 amps. It basically bypasses the whole thing and will supply 30 amps of power directly to your central bus. Right? You know, if something happens and you don't know why, but you've lost power everywhere, this is just a backup because you don't know what's going on, and if you're flying, the last thing you really want to do is start diagnosing extremely complicated electrical issues. It's easy enough to have the switch, flip it, and then say, okay, if the power did come on, well, there's something wrong with the bus manager. If nothing did come on, well, then we'll deal with that as well. But this just gives you another avenue of safety. But the problem is, of course, is that it's just a switch. So two things about that. One, this is a 30 amp circuit, so you need a 30 amp switch. You could use a breaker switch if you wanted. I've elected to go with a single pole toggle, well, a heavy duty one, a 30 amp one, with a switch guard on it, which you'll see here in just a few minutes. I thought it would be appropriate to have that. And two, you need to kind of put it out of the way. Because, right, I've got a key that powers, that turns on the electronics, but this power switch bypasses that. Right, so you just don't want to have it up on the panel because why even bother having a key? At that point, you could just steal the plane. So, in just a second here, you'll see where I've decided to put it, which is behind the main panel on the sub panel, on the left side, see? So all I have to do is reach through there and lift that switch guard and flow that switch, and I've got power. So, thanks, Fly EFII. Again, awesome design. All it needs is a label, and we're good. So, we're happy. All right. Next video, I promise to go over all things Oshkosh, and I'll actually do that early next week. I hope everyone's having a great weekend, and thank you for joining me. See you soon.